Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Crestwood Field Hockey. Fantastic season for them. Joining us is the head coach, Patsy Moratori. Well, Patsy, a successful season for the girls there at Crestwood. Let's talk about the district championship game against Lake Lehman the other day. Your girls showed up and played hard like they have all season.
Yeah, they have. We got a lot of... I thought Casey Cole had a great game for us in the middle. And Dallas Kendra came up big a few times when she had to. But I thought together they put a good game on the field.
Let's talk about the talent on the team this year. You feel you're a little bit more offensive-oriented, or just a typical Crestwood team where there's a whole lot of balance all around?
I think a typical Crestwood team that has a whole lot of balance. We returned a lot of offense. We had to replace some defenders. We had to replace the whole backfield, actually, because of Nicole Peranich and her blowing out her knee. And our right back went to Slippery Rock, and our center back graduated. And so we had to replace the whole defense. But I think that they've come up just as big as they have in the past.
You talk about the change this year in the schedule in the Wyoming Valley Conference, how it affected some teams. Would you say there was any effect on you, or you had some exhibition games, I'm sure, with tough competition as always? Did you just go out and try to get better every day and kind of hit the practice field hard as always?
Yeah, I think our exhibition schedule was really good. And so I don't think that I felt like it didn't hurt us maybe as much as it had other teams. Not facing Seminary was, of course, a disappointment. Coughlin would have been nice too, but I think that we still fared well, and I still think we had a lot of good competition.
Patsy Moratori here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Coach, talk about your seniors this year. How many you have, and the places that they're headed to?
Well, we have 4 seniors this year. Unfortunately, our one senior, Samantha Jarofsky, blew out her knee over the summer. And so she was not able to play this year. But she's going to Slippery Rock. Casey Cole is our center mid, and she's going to Ohio State. And Daniela Callahan is our speedy right wing. And she wants to go to Penn State, but she's probably going to play club hockey. She wants to focus on her academics. And we also have Dallas Kendra in the goal cage, who's going to go to College Misericordia.
Well, some great places to go, whether it's Division 1, 2, or 3. There's good field hockey out there, and I think there's. What do you hear at a college coaches when they say, "Boy, we know we're getting this out of a Crestwood girl"? What are some of the things? I'm sure you heard some stories over the years with college recruiters. What are they like when they're getting these girls, whether they're at Iowa or Penn State, Ohio State? You have girls all over the place from Crestwood.
I think one thing that's good, I think they come out with the basics. They come out with the very good fundamental field hockey. And I think they know how to read the field, and I think that they have good fundamental skills and a fundamental understanding of the game. And so the college coaches, I think, are able to elevate that after they get there. They don't have to teach them the basics. They don't have to worry about the basics because they already have those in place when they get to the college programs.
Patsy Moratori here on the John Mendola Show. Crestwood Field Hockey again, District 2 champs. Coach, what do you think you're going to be facing for the state playoffs? It has to be that one-game approach, whether it's a 4 or 5 seed at a District 3. Right off the bat, you get teams like Lancaster Mennonite and teams like that always put up a good fight. Tell us about what you're expecting out of District 3.
District 3 is always tough, no matter if you get the 5 seed, the 4 seed, the 3 seed. So right now we're looking at the 5 seed, and so it's the winner of the Boiling Springs game against Conrad Weiser. And so we played Boiling Springs last year in the first round, and so we're a little familiar with them, and they played Seminary this year. I think they won 3-0 against Seminary, if I'm not mistaken. And so, but regardless of who it is coming out of there, they'll definitely put a good game on the field. They have good skills, good receiving skills, good passing skills, and seem to, just understand the game and spreading out the field. And so we'll definitely get some good competition, whoever it is, and hopefully we'll be prepared to play.
I know we touched on this a little bit when we talked about the type of player we got out of Crestwood. How about the style of play? In general, is there much of a difference between a team from District 2 in northeastern Pennsylvania, which, we've won so many state titles now, not that you could just, it's not a gimme by any means every year. It could go first round, second round, somebody could get knocked out. But how about our style of play here in northeastern Pennsylvania versus teams from District 3, the Harrisburg area, or maybe a District 11 team out of the Allentown area? Is it just usually the better talent?
I think that our style of play has always been a little bit faster paced, a little bit more aggressive. But I do think that the other districts are kind of becoming that way a little bit more too. And they've always been very methodical in their passing and very short, crisp passes, seeing lanes, putting pressure on. But I think that recently, even those teams have upped their aggressiveness just a little bit. But I think historically we've been a little bit more aggressive than they have.
How about as far as a coach in field hockey? Is there any type of film study that you do? Watching teams on film, seeing what they do, or is it usually just eyeballing them up, going out and scouting and see what they do, or actually maybe you didn't see the team, you just go out and present yourselves, and hopefully the better team wins?
Yeah, we usually try to go down and at least see a couple of the games. It's a luxury that we're done with our district championship on Wednesday. And then Saturday, District 3 is still playing, so we'll get to see them. And Amy went out to see District 4 today. So basically just that. We don't usually study films or get films. It's usually just, go out and feel for them and see what they look like and who's scoring and who seems to be controlling the ball and things like that. But other than that, we don't do any film study.
How about as far as the level of play this year, Coach, compared to last year? A tremendous year last year for the Crestwood Comets. You feel like you're kind of on track to where you were last year as far as the way the girls are playing?
Yeah, I think we picked up right where we left off last year. We just had to fill in a couple gaps that we had that we created with Morgan Kyle leaving and going to Ohio State, and then losing our right wing, Mari Cronauer, and then also losing our whole backfield. But, other than that, I think we had some players that were really very similar to last year's player. We lost Sammy Surdy, and she got Wilkes this year. But I think we had a few players that were ready from last year to step into this year. So I don't think that there was a huge change, and I think we kind of kept it rolling.
Well, looking forward to see if the Crestwood Comets can keep it rolling. And, of course, Wyoming Valley West and AAA as well to represent District 2 as they have for many years, the Crestwood Comets. Patsy Moratori from Crestwood, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
District 2 champs, Crestwood Field Hockey here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.